ABC Action News at 4 with Tina Williams and Tony Giftis.
It's an ongoing debate. Should school buses have seatbelts?
Videos like this have advocates renewing the call for change. Bus safety is our big story today. This week, police released new video from inside a school bus during an accident.
It shows the impact of the children on board and has some people wondering why school buses have no safety belts.
This is the moment students on board a school bus are tossed up into the air as a driver crashes into them. 23 students were on board the bus in Albuquerque in February. A Mustang, which police say was racing, hit the rear tire of the bus, causing it to flip over. A camera captured the terrifying moments when the children were violently thrown from one side of the bus to the other. 7 were sent to the hospital. All of them survived.
Those children on that bus could have died because people were literally just having fun in their sports car. That should never be acceptable.
Recent accidents led the NTSB to recommend 3-point seat belts for all school buses. Those belts would be worn over the lap and shoulder. This is video of a crash demonstration in 2017. It shows what a side impact can do. Watch as some of the dummies without the seat belts go flying out the window. Dummies fitted with 3-point seat belts stay put and don't appear to hit hard surfaces.
If we talk about these very severe yet rare crashes, if there could be seatbelts on those school buses, then obviously that would improve the protection for those students.
So you might be wondering, what are the rules? There are no federal requirements, and only 8 states in the country currently require seatbelts on school buses. Now, there are some changes in the works. Take a look. These are the seatbelt requirements on U.S. school buses. This is by the company Safeguard. Now, full disclosure, that is a company that right now is pushing its different harnesses and seatbelts that it's offering and trying to get them on school buses. But as you can see here through this map, there are multiple states that you see in green that have lap shoulder belt laws. Some of that is tied to funding right now. And when we talk about funding, there are also 2 states out there that currently have grants to put those seatbelts on new buses that they get. That includes North Carolina and Tennessee. Those are in the purple. There are some lap belt laws as well. And then everybody else, all the blue that you see here, indicates that they have considered legislation within the past 5 years. So that conversation is getting started. Tony?
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says on average, 4 to 6 children die each year on school transportation. That's less than 1% of traffic deaths across the country. So what are the rules? Small school buses, 10,000 pounds or less, must have lap or lap shoulder belts. Larger regular sized school buses rely on compartmentalization, which is essentially the bus and seat design that will in theory protect children on board and absorb impact from a crash.
There are some people pushing for more safety measures on school buses. Rudy Breglia is a citizen advocate here in Ohio who wants seatbelts on school buses. Thanks for joining us, Rudy. So why do you think seatbelts for students are so important?
Well, seatbelts are a safety tool, and if you wear a seatbelt, and seatbelts have saved millions of lives in cars, and I think our kids need that same protection. If they don't have a seatbelt on, they're likely to be injured or killed in a school bus accident, either a sudden stop or a crash. Many major cities require seatbelts. Indianapolis, Philadelphia, Denver, Dallas, Fort Wayne.
Now, Rudy, how long have you been advocating for this change, and what led you down this path?
Well, I've been advocating for about 6 years. In November of 2016, a school bus rolled over in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and killed 6 children. They were between 6 and 10 years old. 3 of them were actually ejected from the bus. These kids had no chance without seatbelts. Ohio school bus drivers have had seatbelts since 1986. Current, and probably the most important thing I'll say today is that current Ohio school bus safety features are inadequate to protect children fully.
Now, you said that you've met with school districts from across the state. So what do some of these school district transportation leaders think? What's the feedback?
Well, generally, I'll speak to a Board of Education, and after that, about a third of the boards of education will invite me back, and I'll talk to the superintendent and director of transportation, and they're always very receptive to the to the information. But there is a cost concern. There's new policies, and it's not rocket science. And I'm very surprised that I am bumping into resistance from people who really should know better.
And finally, Rudy, how long do you think it will take to really make the change?
Well, I think the precedent's been set. There's 3 school districts, at least in this immediate area, that have purchased seatbelts in their new buses. I've got a lot of feedback that, gee whiz, this will go forward. I think if a couple of more school districts will, bite the bullet and overcome these, this resistance, I think it will be happening probably over the next couple of years.
Well, Rudy, thank you so much. Keep us updated on this weekend.
Okay, I will do that, Christina, and thanks for allowing me to speak.
We wanted to know your take. Do you think all school buses should have seat belts? So the poll is online right now. 71% say yes, just about 29% say no. You still have time to weigh in. You can head to 13abc.com or vote on our free 13ABC News app.
And that is our big story today.